A lot of people have been telling me, Kirk, you need to make a video about the Honda Prelude. And it's pricing. It's not the Prelude's fault. It's not Honda's fault per se. It's tariffs' fault. And yes, tariffs play a role. And that's why the vehicle is a little bit more expensive here in the United States versus what it is for Canadians and the conversion and all that. I get that. I understand that. That's just a reality we live in. It sucks. But you know what makes cars more expensive? Dealers marking things up can make cars so expensive that I have to stop everything I'm doing and make a video and talk about this. This is how crazy it is. But before we do and talk about the recklessness of dealers, do you like the stickers I put in the Moto Compo? I want to call it Moto Compo, the Moto Compacto, and you can't see the Honda logo's right there. I think I'm going to take the girl's nail polish and paint in the Honda part in some nice red. All right, but if you guys were with me a couple days ago, I built my own Prelude. Okay, the Honda Prelude here, hybrid only, no manual, 181 horsepower 99% of the time, unless you're on the highway, then the engine can clutch into 200 horsepower. Good torque, right? But it's the same hybrid power system with just paddle shifters with the S Plus mode, and it has the Type R underpinnings. Okay, the brakes, the suspension from a Civic Type R. All right, so it should cost more than a Civic Hybrid. I get that, but it's not going to be faster in a straight line than the Civic Hybrid. I built mine to 45K, and then you guys started messaging me on Instagram, and you guys are always welcome to email me, message me. Just don't be ridiculous. I don't want to hear everything. But if you think it's like something that I should know about in the industry, whether it's news or dealers acting a fool, then let me know, because this is dealers acting a fool. Here we have the Prelude asking price over $60,000. Right outside my window, guys, is a Palisade hybrid with 329 horsepower. It costs just the same. A little over $61,000, but that thing gives you massaging seats. You can fit 6, 7, 8 people in there. You can fold the seats in. You can camp it. Like with the markups that we have here, it's putting this into categories not just for better overall around usable vehicles. Like a niche car like the Prelude, it needs to be priced right for its competitors. And I made a video about this and how it just doesn't compete well price to performance in any shape or form, other than having great fuel economy. It does better than everyone. So what we have here is a $2,000 paint and fabric 5-year protection, a $2,000 protection for wheel lock, splash guards, and cargo tray. I don't even know what this CarDock Connect, a 6-year service plan. It's a GPS tracker if it gets stolen. I don't know what that is. Clear shield package of $795, door edge guards and door handle guards. That's a joke. Nitrogen filled tires, $200 for some air. All weather floor mats, $395. That might be the one thing I'd be like, ooh. Okay, maybe, because I don't like my carpet getting dirty in a car. Bumper shield, protect bumper from scratches, so that could be some sort of clear coat. Infotainment shield. Oh wow, this is a good one, guys. This is a $5 to $10 infotainment screen cover. You know the screen covers you get on your phone that are $5 to $10. They're charging $400 for that. If you didn't think that was marking it up enough, no, here's an additional $10,000 added markup. So the dealer's asking price is $61,714. When will this end? Well, it will end when the dealers start getting desperate. Dealers, when will this end? Is when people stop paying these things ultimately. Are you going to have some people pay $61,000 for a Prelude? I wouldn't be surprised. Now, we will go through the comment section here, which is just pure gold. All right, but I wanted to look for Preludes in the United States. There are 61 available right here, right now. It just launched. Now, within 150 miles of my area, there's actually 3. So let's go ahead and click here. Well, 41K? Are we getting discounts already? Don't get your hopes up. Like, there's not even a photo loaded, for crying out loud. All right, from Tampa Honda or headquarters Honda. So who knows what's going to happen with those prices. Let's go full area, all miles from. Let's go to highest price. Can we find that 61K? No, they're too sheepish to list this online as $61,000. So let's go back to the comment section. For $2K more, you can get a brand new RS3. For $2K less, you can grab an IS500 V8, 472 horsepower or whatever. Integra Type S, $7K cheaper. This person simply just hates this timeline. It's not the 90s anymore, that's for sure. Let me think about this Prelude for a second. Okay, C8 Corvettes. C8 Corvettes, guys, in the low 60s right now. 14, there's hardly any miles on them because they're not practical cars. You don't drive these, and they're not mile munchers. They're just like weekend warriors for the most part. I'm sure some people daily their Corvettes out there. Yeah, think about that. You know, it always gets me, and I get it. At least for my line of work, it's hard to compare new cars to used cars. But this person says you're comparing a new car with 2020, 2021 model. But yeah, 60K. Yes, for when you're looking at performance cars, you should compare used cars. I think, in my opinion, when you're looking at new cars, you should always look at used cars to see what your best value is, your best buy. You shouldn't always shop exclusively new. If you do, good for you. Money bags. That's great. But if you were thinking about a Prelude, you should also be considering some used cars or new cars around that price point as well. This guy got his Heritage Z. His Heritage Z with his unique orange paint color, $39,000, 400 horsepower. And I mentioned you can get Mustangs, you can get Zs, you can get a lot of cars with a ton of horsepower for the same, if not less money than the Prelude. And I know not everything's horsepower, but when I'm looking at curb appeal, look at this car. Look at this Heritage Z. It's perfect to me. This thing's amazing. Maybe the decals are a little much, but the front bumper is amazing. I don't know if I like the wheel arches to make it a little bit wider looking. I don't know if it does much, but like, does it look better than a Prelude? Yes. Does it drive better than a Prelude? Around a track, you know, it probably will. In a straight line where most of these cars are going to be driven, you know it will. And it has a manual transmission. That's a mandatory $395 screen protector. And you might be saying, Kirk, that's a good deal compared to the $200 of air or nitrogen that they're putting in the tires. Wow, $10K of dealer BS. No. It's more like $20,000 of dealer BS. Remember, this is before taxing, titling, and registration as well. The original poster says it's crazy that this is still happening. And this guy said, hey, it's just insulting more than anything else. They're just making it so that they can easily drop $10K and make you think your 42K car was actually a 62K car, so that when they try to charge you $52K, it's a good deal. And this is exactly what I was going to start talking about here as I close this out. They are taxing the limited production nameplate. Okay, I call this early adopters. Early adopters are the ones that are going to pay more than what the product is actually worth. An insane emotional buy for them. After that initial demand wears down of the early adopters, prices will come down. And will prices come down from the 61K? Of course. Will prices come down from the 43K? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Honda could very well, just like the Type R, they could very well just trickle in. Here's a Prelude here. Here's a Prelude there. Maybe the dealers are getting 1 to 2 Preludes a month. I don't know what the future outlook's going to be for these things. They're also tariffed. So they're going to keep the supply critically low for a long time because it's priced too damn high. They need to keep the demand somehow in check. Now you might be saying, Kirk, don't they have to recoup costs of research and development by selling volume? In theory, yes, but the hybrid system, they're just plopping it out of a Civic and give it a little bit more tuning with the paddle shifters, software tuning, okay? And that isn't, it's almost, the Prelude was a test bed because they're putting S Plus and all the other hybrids. So they'll recoup the cost on the S Plus R&D before you know it. The suspension and the brakes, that's already from a Type R. The platform, that's Honda's global platform, like the Civic, the Integra, the CRV, the HRV, etc. Like, it's not that expensive for them to modify it. The most expensive things are probably crash test regulations and certification. That's the right word, powertrain certification. And once those things are cleared up, it's no big deal. All right. All the bare bones of this vehicle, it's been done before. these dealers will get away what they can for as long as they can. And then once the initial wave of buyers is gone or are gone, however you want to say that, these things will sell for MSRP or less. And how long will that take? I don't know. It depends on how many buyers are out there, how much money these buyers have, and it depends on how much volume and supply these dealers are going to have, so that they can keep prices where they want them to be. This guy says it needs to be 6K off of MSRP to be competitive. Yeah, I said about 35K in my head. I knew it was never going to be priced at 35K. I thought at 35K US dollars, it would be an option. Not the best in class, but considerable. At 43K, it's like, what are we doing here? Okay, you can get a 400 horsepower Z. Again, this is one of my favorite cars that I've reviewed this year. If you're looking at coupes, Nissan, where are we at? 30 in my area. Remember, there are 3 Preludes not in stock yet. I know the sports are low, but like, don't buy the Nismo. And the Nismo, don't like it. Just look at the sports, the performance. The Sport, though, doesn't have a limited slip diff, and I know that's a bit frustrating, but look, the Z Performance here, well under $50,000, like $9,000 off of MSRP. Great buy. Great buy. 47K. Great buy. This one right here. This guy said he got this car for 39K. That is crazy because that's a 14 grand price drop. It's so cool looking. Big fan of this Heritage model. Man, I would love to drive it. But you guys just saw my review on the blue one that I had last week, and that was amazing too. So this one's automatic? No, the automatic's not bad. It's not bad, but like that's the whole reason I would skip the Nismo, because I don't want the automatic. The manual's fun. Please don't spend more than an MSRP on a car unless you know over time you're gonna be able to make money on it. And how do you know that? That's just a gamble. And spending MSRP for the Prelude, hey, if it makes you happy, do it. It's your money. Do what you want with it. Just keep in mind, there's a lot more performance out there for the buck. And I think everyone knows that at this point. I'm going to be happy here with my Moto Compacto, my Honda Grom back there that you can't see. And put a like button if you like what the decals on the Moto Compacto. Like, it's just so cute. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Stay safe out there and don't pay more than MSRP.